So we're going to be going over Photoshop Beta, the selection tool updates, the use of adjustment presets, harmonizing the foreground and background image, actions to modify your image, and tips for using these with other AI tools. You can get the Photoshop Beta on the Adobe website. So you can see here that the image I ended up with is quite a bit different from the image I started out with. So with my original image selected, the first thing I'm going to do is remove background. The next thing I'm going to do is generate background. So it gave me three options. The next thing I'm going to do is modify my image. With your object selection tool selected, you'll notice there's a drop down here called Select People, and it shows different people that would be in the image. So I'm going to select me, and then I'm going to select hair, and then I'm going to hit apply. So with my hair selected, I'm going to go to adjustments and take a look at these presets. Now with my object selection tool, I'm going to select my glasses and then make some adjustments using hue saturation. So the next thing I'm going to do is select my lips, and I'm going to go up to adjustments, and I'm going to use some of the presets. So the next thing I'm going to do is use Harmonize, and what it does is it blends the foreground and the background so that the lighting on the subject matches the lighting in the background. So with your image selected, go ahead and hit Harmonize. It gives you three options, and you can see it's changed my image quite a bit. The next thing we're going to go over is actions. And these are really cool presets to modify your image. Now with your background selected and deselecting your harmonize layer, because you might need to go over and do that again if you're modifying the background. So when you hit the actions button, you'll see a list of presets for modifying your image. The other thing you can do is you can actually search for something that you want. So we're selecting sky, and you can replace the sky with a sunset. Now we're going to go over the actions tool and using Generative Expand, and I have a tip for you. It's important for you to do any of your treatments to your image before you use Generative Expand. We're going to take the crop tool and we're going to expand our image and then hit generate. And then we're going to go to our actions button and hit replace sky with sunset. Now you'll notice it only replaced the sky with sunset on part of the background image because it's only part of the image, where the expand section is in another layer. The other thing you can do is you can combine both of these layers into a smart object, and you can still use the actions button and replace sky with sunset. So you can see my harmonize layer doesn't quite look right with the background. So I'm going to delete my harmonize layer and select my image, and I'm going to harmonize again. So you see how the foreground and the background, the lighting is matched perfectly. So I hope you've enjoyed this unpacking of Photoshop Beta.